And this next question from Michael Murphy makes some very good points on balancing privacy versus improvements to services, and I think it's definitely worth a read, so take a minute to pause here and read through it. But Michael here basically talks about how they look at how users are using a website to make it better, find bugs, improve the workflow and everything else that goes into a website. And too often we hear about all these privacy issues, but sometimes we don't really need to know anything about you to understand how your site might be used, or there might be some disambiguated analytics data that helps us understand how people are using the site. And a great example of that is what I do every day on my YouTube analytics, trying to figure out the age of my audience, for example, and what are who am I talking to, and making sure that the content I'm making is relevant to a majority of the audience that is being sent to my videos. I want to make sure that I'm able to provide you the content that you're looking for. That's really important. It's also important to know where in the world you are coming from. So, for example, I used to only give weights out in the imperial standard that we use here in the US, but I learned that only about half my viewers are from the US, the other half are on the metric system. So I started including metrics in my dimensions and weights when I'm talking about a product because of the analytics telling me, hey, guess what, Lon, you're not all from the US here, you got to give them the information that is relevant to them. Another thing that's also very useful for me as a consumer of video on YouTube is that the data that YouTube collects about me helps find content that I'm interested in. I don't waste as much time watching or digging through things I'm not interested in. Generally, when I log on to YouTube, there's something I want to watch because it's aware of what my preferences are. All of those things I don't think are that bad. There are some things that do concern me, of course, especially when this information is given out to others and is not always clear as to how it's being used. That stuff does bother me. So in our Q&A for you this week, I would love for some of you to run some of these little advertising features on your accounts and let me know what you found. Did anything surprise you about who uploaded you or what kind of interests these platforms think you have? How accurate were they? Let me know down in the comments below and we can have a fun discussion about that.
This channel is brought to you by the Lon.TV supporters, including gold level supporters Chris Allegretta, the Four Guys with Quarters podcast, Tom Albrecht, Anuj Zaveri, and Kalyan Kumar. If you want to help the channel, you can by contributing as little as $1 a month. Head over to lon.tv/support to learn more. And don't forget to subscribe. Visit lon.tv/s.